If you're a coin collector or just someone who loves interesting pieces of American history, then you're in the right place today. In this video, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in US history, the 1995 quarter dollar. You might think it's just a regular coin, but believe me, this quarter could be worth much more than you think. Stick around to learn about its history, its value, and how it could make you big money. You won't want to miss this. The 1995 quarter dollar is a coin that stands out among the rest. For those of you unfamiliar, the P on the coin's obverse refers to its mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, the first in one of the most historically significant mints in the United States. Now, before we get into the big bucks part of the story, let's start by discussing the coin's history. The 1995 quarter is part of the George Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. This series is one of the longest-running U.S. coin designs in history, with Washington's profile featured on the obverse, and an eagle on the reverse side. This was a key part of the U.S. coinage system for many decades. But here's where it gets interesting. The 1995 quarter, like all other quarters of that time, was minted as part of the regular circulation process. However, unlike most other quarters, it has one defining feature that makes it stand out among the rest. You see, in 1995, something truly unique happened. The U.S. Mint made a mistake, and that mistake led to the coin's remarkable value. Keep watching, because this is where things get exciting. In 1995, a small but significant error occurred during the minting of these quarters. Specifically, it's tied to what we call double die errors, a phenomenon where a coin is stamped with the design more than once, causing the image to appear doubled. This can happen if the dies used for striking the coins don't align properly. On the 1995 quarter, this error is particularly noticeable in the letters and numbers on the coin, especially in the word Liberty and the date 1995. The doubling is so noticeable that it can be seen with the naked eye or with minimal magnification. It's like the coin has been stamped twice, resulting in a ghostly second impression of the original design. So, what does this mean for you? Well, because of this error, the 1995 quarter is no longer just a regular quarter. It has now become a valuable collector's item. But how much can you actually sell one of these quarters for? Some of these 1995 double die quarters have been sold at auction for thousands of dollars, with one of the most impressive sales reaching up to $299 million. Yes, you heard that right, $299 million for a quarter. Now, to be clear, this is an outlier, and not every 1995 quarter will fetch that kind of money, but even in less extreme cases, these coins can still command a hefty premium. You're probably wondering, how can I find one of these valuable quarters? Well, the first step is to make sure you're looking at an actual double die error. Just having a 1995 quarter doesn't automatically mean it's worth a fortune, it needs to have that double stamped design. To check for the error, examine the coin carefully, particularly the areas where the text Liberty and In God We Trust appear. You'll want to look for signs of doubling, especially in the R, I, B, and Y of Liberty, and in the 9 and 5 of the year 1995. Now, let's be clear, finding a 1995 quarter with a significant double die error can be challenging. Not every coin with a little bit of wear and tear is going to be worth thousands. To maximize the potential value of these quarters, you'll want to look for those with clear and obvious doubling that hasn't been worn down through circulation. Additionally, the condition of the coin also plays a huge role in its value. Coins that are in excellent condition, also known as uncirculated or in mint state, are the most sought after by collectors. Coins with significant wear are still valuable, but they won't command the sky-high prices we're talking about here. Now, I know what you're thinking, where can I sell these rare coins if I find one? The good news is, there are plenty of options for you. Whether it's through reputable auction houses, specialized coin dealers, or online platforms like eBay, you have a range of choices for getting your hands on a premium price. But be sure to get your coin authenticated and graded by a professional before selling it. Coins like this are highly coveted by collectors, so you want to make sure you're getting a fair price. One final thing you'll want to consider is the certification of your coin. If your 1995 P quarter is graded by a recognized coin grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, you can rest assured that you're getting the maximum value for your coin. A certified coin typically commands higher prices because buyers have the confidence that it's legitimate and in the described condition. Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on the significance of the 1995 P quarter, both as a rare collector's item and as a piece of American history. This coin, which started as just another regular quarter, now holds a fascinating story of error, rarity, and incredible value. It's a perfect example of how seemingly ordinary objects can transform into treasures. So, if you're a coin collector or simply someone who loves history, keep your eyes peeled for the 1995 P double die quarter. It might just be worth a small fortune. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting coin-related content. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Next, today we're going to dive into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins that's probably still sitting in your pocket or spare change jar, the 1988 P 1-cent coin. Sounds like just another penny, right? Well, this particular penny is far more than meets the eye. It has a history that could make any collector's heart race and a value that could make your jaw drop, up to $270 million. Stick around as we break down the surprising history and potential value of the 1988 P penny, and find out why it's worth way more than its face value. Let's first talk about what we know about the 1988 P penny. The P on the coin's obverse refers to its mint mark, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia, the birthplace of American coinage. This particular penny is a part of the iconic Lincoln cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909. Over the years, the Lincoln cent has seen various design changes, but the 1988 version is familiar with Abraham Lincoln's profile on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. So, why is this 1988 P penny so special? Well, to understand that, we need to look at what makes this coin stand out in the world of numismatics, or coin collecting. Most coins are made to follow a standard process at the U.S. Mint. The 1988 penny followed this process, but like with all U.S. coins, there was the possibility of errors happening during the minting process. And one error, in particular, transformed this coin into something that's not only valuable but a collector's dream. The error we're talking about is the famous double die error. This is where a coin is struck more than once, causing the design to appear doubled. For most coins, these errors are subtle, but for the 1988 P 1-cent coin, this doubling error was particularly noticeable in some key areas. On a normal coin, you'd expect to see sharp, clear text and design features, but with the double die error, you'll see ghostly, doubled images. In the 1988 P penny, this doubling appears in places like Liberty, the year 1988, and I in God We Trust. The doubling effect is most visible in the upper portions of the letters and numbers, where they appear slightly misaligned, almost as if they were stamped a second time. Now, why does this doubling make the 1988 P penny so valuable? Here's the deal: coins with errors are far rarer than regular coins. Minting mistakes happen very infrequently, and when they do, it's usually in very small quantities. That rarity is what drives the value. In the case of the 1988 P double die penny, the flaw is relatively easy to spot, which means collectors are on the lookout for these rare pieces. Coin collectors and investors alike hunt for these errors because a coin with a noticeable minting mistake is far more valuable than a standard coin in circulation. And with the 1988 P penny, that error has resulted in a coin that can sometimes fetch mind-blowing prices, up to $270 million for one rare, well-preserved example. But don't get too excited just yet, because not every 1988p penny is worth millions. While it's true that some 1988p double die pennies have sold for astronomical amounts, those are usually the rarest and best preserved examples. The truth is, even a lesser grade coin can still fetch thousands of dollars, but it's unlikely to hit the jackpot unless it's a nearly perfect specimen. To put this into perspective, the highest auction prices for a 1988p double die penny were achieved through coins that were in mint condition or had been graded by professional coin graders as near perfect specimens. Most of the time, these coins are graded by services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, which ensures that their condition and authenticity are verified before being sold. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do I spot a valuable 1988p penny? It's not enough to just grab any old penny from your change jar and hope it's worth millions. You'll need to look closely for the doubling effect, which is most easily seen in the word Liberty and the date 1988. First, examine the coin with a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Pay special attention to the letters in Liberty and the numbers in 1988. If you see a clear doubling in those areas, then you've got a strong candidate for a valuable coin. You'll also want to check the edges of the coin to ensure there's no heavy wear or damage, as coins in mint condition will always be worth more. So, what should you do if you think you found one of these rare 1988p double die pennies? The next step is to get it graded and authenticated by a professional. This is where the experts come in. Coin grading services assess the coin's authenticity, condition, and the quality of the error. A certified coin with a grade will always fetch a higher price than one that's ungraded. Once your penny has been graded, you can either keep it in your collection or sell it. Selling rare coins can be done through reputable auction houses, online marketplaces like eBay, or through specialized coin dealers. But remember, always get the coin certified before selling it, as it ensures you're getting the most value possible. It's also important to note that not all 1988p pennies are worth a fortune. The majority of these coins are just standard circulation pennies, and they don't have any errors. So, don't go thinking that every penny from 1988 is worth millions. It's the error coins that are special. But even though finding a double die penny is rare, it's not impossible. Many collectors spend years searching for these rarities, and every once in a while, a lucky one hits the jackpot. So, the next time you're going through your spare change, take a second look at those pennies. You never know, you might just have one of the most valuable coins in the world sitting right there in your pocket. In conclusion, the 1988p 1-cent coin is far more than just a penny, it's a piece of American history. With the potential to be worth up to $270 million, it's a prime example of how a simple minting error can make a coin incredibly valuable. If you find one of these rare double die error pennies, get it graded, and you might just make a small fortune. So, if you like this deep dive into the world of rare coins in the 1988p penny, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay updated on all our future coin-related videos. Who knows? The next time you check your change, you might just find a goldmine waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Hey coin enthusiasts and history buffs! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to explore one of the most intriguing and valuable coins you might just have sitting in your change jar, the 1980p quarter dollar. Now, at first glance, it might seem like just another coin from the 80s, but trust me, there's much more to this quarter than you might think. Some of these quarters are actually worth up to $221 million. That's right, this coin can be worth big money, and in this video, we're going to dive into why that is, what makes it so special, and how you can spot one of these rare coins. Stick around, this is going to be an exciting journey through history and rare coin collecting. Before we get into the rare and valuable aspect of the 1980p quarter, let's first take a look at what makes it part of one of the most recognizable coin series in the United States, the Washington Quarter Series. The Washington Quarter debuted in 1932, designed by John Flanagan to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It's one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. The 1980p quarter is part of the ongoing Washington Quarter series, and for most people, it's just another regular coin. However, it's the rare and unique errors from this particular year and mint that turn this ordinary coin into a goldmine for collectors. Now, let's talk a little about the design of the Washington Quarter. On the obverse, you'll find the portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States, which has been featured since the coin's introduction in 1932. On the reverse, you'll see an eagle standing on a branch, another enduring symbol of the United States. Now, you might be wondering, if the design has remained relatively consistent, what makes the 1980p quarter special? Well, let's dive into the minting process and the errors that happened in 1980 that led to some very valuable specimens. Because the truth is, some 1980p quarters have rare minting errors that make them worth far more than their face value. One of the most significant errors that collectors are looking for in the 1980p quarter is the double die error. This happens when a coin is struck more than once, causing the design elements to be slightly misaligned. On a double die coin, you can usually see a doubling effect in the text, such as in the word liberty or in God we trust, or even in the year 1980. These errors make the coin more unique, and as a result, its value can skyrocket. Now, while the 1980p double die error is one of the main reasons for the high value of these quarters, there are also other potential errors that make the coin special. A clash die error occurs when two dies collide without a planchet in between, leaving an imprint on the coin that isn't part of the design. This error is much rarer but can also increase the value of the coin substantially. These rare errors happen very infrequently, so when collectors find them, the coin's value increases exponentially. For a 1980p double die quarter in mint condition, it's not unusual for it to sell for tens of thousands, and in some cases, they can even reach as high as $221 million. Yes, $221 million for a single quarter. The value is influenced by a combination of the rarity of the error, the condition of the coin, and the demand among collectors. Let's talk about why these mint errors are so valuable. It all boils down to rarity and condition. When a coin is struck improperly, it becomes a piece of history, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for those rare examples. A coin that has been misprinted or has an error is far less common than those that were struck correctly, so they tend to have higher value, especially when the error is noticeable and distinct. To get an idea of just how valuable these 1980p quarters can be, let's look at some recent sales. At auctions, coins with significant minting errors like the double die have been known to fetch staggering prices. A near-perfect 1980p double die quarter, especially one with minimal wear, can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the rarest examples have even sold for millions. So, how do you know if you found one of these rare and valuable quarters? The first step is to inspect the coin carefully. Start by looking closely at the Liberty and in God we trust inscriptions. If you see a slight doubling or extra lines around the text, that's a good indication you might have a double die error. Also, check the year 1980. Sometimes, the doubling effect can be most apparent in the numbers of the year. You'll want to get a magnifying glass or even a jeweler's loupe to examine the coin under a higher level of magnification. The doubling can be subtle, so don't expect it to be obvious at first glance. If you notice any kind of misalignment or extra impressions in the lettering or numbers, that's a good sign you may have a valuable piece of history. If you think you found a rare 1980p double die quarter, the next step is to have it graded by a professional. This is extremely important because the condition of the coin will significantly impact its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better condition. A coin in excellent condition can be worth far more than one that's worn down or damaged, even if it has the same minting error. Grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, will assess the authenticity, quality, and grade of the coin. Once graded, the coin can be sold at auction, through a dealer, or in a private sale. Now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. While a 1980p quarter in pristine condition with a double die error could be worth up to $221 million, the average person is likely to find coins that are much less valuable, but still potentially worth thousands of dollars. So, the key is to keep looking, inspecting your coins carefully, and, most importantly, preserving them in the best condition possible. Coin collecting is a hobby that requires patience and a sharp eye, and if you're lucky enough to find a rare coin like a 1980p double die quarter, you could end up holding onto a piece of American history worth a lot of money. To wrap it up, the 1980p quarter dollar is far more than just a piece of pocket change. Thanks to its rare minting errors, this coin can be worth millions, with some examples selling for an eye-watering $221 million. So, if you've got some old quarters lying around, don't just toss them aside, take a closer look. You might be holding on to a valuable treasure. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed learning about the 1980p quarter dollar, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Keep searching your coins, and happy collecting!